sideline reporter Kevin Derryberry. It's been all Wranglers here, all Rattlers, I should say, here in the first half, Ed. A dominant performance by the six-time world champions, but some positive notes for the Wranglers. They're working out some kinks here, obviously, but some things to build upon.
We knew it was going to be tough because it's their first game, their inaugural game. And there's always kinks that you have to work out inside the building. Technically, everything here broadcast-wise and as far as the football operations go, that's just the way things go in your first game. Not everything's going to be perfect, and clearly it has not. If you look at the scoreboard, they're down 37 points to the six-time world champion Rattlers. There's a lot of work that this organization needs to do. But again, the bright side of this thing is their first game. They've got a long road ahead before they need to, as they continue to get better and clean things up.
Yes, indeed. Some bright sides on the Wranglers side here in the first half. Some players all over the football field. Emmanuel Lacey, very impressive in the first half on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, Emmanuel Lacey getting after it. Taj Jenkins getting after it. On the offensive side, Hoodie Rogers, Marquise Rogers getting after it. Furlong Reed Jr., in the limited time he's been out there, he's been effective when the Rattlers aren't pressuring him, and it was tough for him because he just faced constant pressure from the Rattlers defense, but there were flashes. You can see the flashes of what he did at Ohio State and when he was with the Rattlers. He just has not had time in the first half to do much of anything.
Yes, unfortunately for Verlon Reed, he was involved in a big hit there on the far side of the football field late in the first half, so we'll see if he returns to the ballgame. We saw the backup enter the game, Caden Walters, there towards the end of the first half. And Walters sustained a big-time hit as well, Ed, down around the 20-yard line, but he popped up right away after that one, and he was fired up and ready to go.
Yeah, I'm just looking down the field. He's talking to Caden Walters is talking to Tim Parker, the kicker right now. He's talking to number 77, Fayloga Russell. Caden Walters is. So we'll see what happens in the second half. If Caden Walters is the man to replace Verlon Reed Jr., only time will tell. We'll see what happens.
That's exactly right. Special teams coordinator out there for the Wranglers, getting the squad ready to go. We are about ready for our second half. So glad you joined us here. We apologize for the technical difficulties during the first half. I understand that a portion or a lot of that first half was not on the air, or at least not audibly on the air, but we understand we are with you now here from the Finley Toyota Center, and we will welcome you inside the arena. It's going to be fantastic second half here. Obviously the Rattlers on top 44-7, but the Wranglers looking to get things short up here in half number 2.
The only thing they can do is, as we mentioned in the first half, go play by play, drive after drive, series by series to get back in the game. They're down 37. Yes, it looks insurmountable, but never, just don't use never in your vocabulary.
Exactly.
Crazier things have happened in the sport of football.
Exactly. Let's go down to the sideline here for a moment. Mr. Kevin Derryberry, our sideline reporter. And it looks like he's tied up in some sort of fracas down there, so we'll get back with him here in just a little bit. He's got some of the Mustangs dance team down there, along with some of our operations crew, along with owner Mr. Trey Medlock. They're squaring some things up here. We're about ready for half number 2. It'll be number 22, Ernesto Lacayo, to kick it off and get us started here. Here we go.
Short kick.
Field at the 10-yard line there by number 10, Emmanuel Lacey. And Lacey is wrapped up almost immediately by number 4 for the Rattlers. That's DJ Williams.
And JP, it does look like Caden Walters is coming out. He will be the starting quarterback in the second half for the Wranglers.
So it will be number 2, Caden Walters, 6'2", 212 pounds, out of the University of Sioux Falls.
At the University of Sioux Falls, Caden Walters finished 316 of 504, completed 63% of his passes for 4,505 yards, 39 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, ran for 592 yards and 10 touchdowns in his career at Sioux Falls.
You see offensive coordinator Landrick Brody down there giving final words of encouragement to number 2, Caden Walters. He's going to go into the huddle now. We are ready for play. The ball is spotted at the 14-yard line of the Wranglers. 1st and 10 now. Walters in the shotgun. Bryson Aline flanked to his left. He's going to fake the give to Aline, throw down the field. His intended target, number 5, Terrence Bynum, but I don't think Bynum knew the ball was even in the air there, Ed.
No, that was a good throw by Caden Walters, just a little bit further than what Terrence Bynum was looking for. And as you mentioned, I didn't see Terrence Bynum even look back. Maybe he was fooled by the play, just like we were.
I believe he thought that ball was given to Bryson Aline on the inside there.
That was a good fake by Walters.
It was
to
a
Aline.
Great fake.
It
exactly. Had us faked for sure.
It looked like it faked out Terrence Bynum too.
So incomplete. 2nd and 10 now upcoming here for the Wranglers.
Well, at least we know Caden Walters has an arm, right?
Caden Walters can spin the football.
Yes, he can.
We saw him in the pregame. He was looking pretty good down there in warm-ups. 13:33 and counting here in the third quarter. 44-7 Rattlers. 2 men in motion now for Walters. He's going to pitch it. It's going to be Bryson Aline heading to the corner and picking up 2, maybe 3 yards on the play before he's tackled there by the Arizona Rattlers is number 23, Trayvon Williams.
Trayvon Williams just shot through there like a missile and just flew and made that tackle on Bryson Aline. Did he not just fly through the air with the greatest of ease?
These guys have been flying around all day long here inside the Finley Toyota Center. If you like physical football, you have come to the right place.
Yes. Kevin Guy and the Rattlers have come up here meaning business, and it shows by the scoreboard, and it shows that they are not letting up from a physicality standpoint.
Caden Walters now in the shotgun, 3rd down and 7 here for the Wranglers. Walters surveys the field, pressure comes, he swings it out, tries to find Bryson Aline near the 22-yard line. It falls incomplete. So now that will bring up 4th down here for the Rattlers. Obviously no punting here in the IFL, so they will go for it.
Yeah. That was almost a good completion from Walters to Aline. Aline stretched out and got that, but Montavious Atkinson, the former Auburn Tiger, stepped in there and broke up that pass play.
Hey guys, you were talking about a missile. You know, there's all kinds of missiles in the military scene, right? But that one that you referred to, that was a Scud, S-C-U-D, Scud.
That was our sideline reporter, Mr. Kevin Derryberry, checking in with us. So glad to have you with us here, KD. 4th down now for the Wranglers. And that pass batted down at the line of scrimmage.
Here's McAllister.
That's that guy again.
One of the big-time players throughout the first half here for the Rattlers. And Laundry on the field. We'll go to our referee this afternoon. So the Wranglers get a 1st down right there. That infraction committed by number 23, Trayvon Williams. And our IFL officiating crew here this afternoon, Mr. Ty Druce is our referee, Mark Warner, our heads linesman, Aaron Hockley is our line judge, Jeremy Joels, our umpire, and Kevin Kaiser is the back judge.
James and Kevin, when you're down 37 points and you're in the third quarter, you'll take anything you can to get closer down the field. You'll take a personal foul call. You'll take those 15 yards to get you that much closer to a score.
Move the chains. That's the name of the game right here. 1st and 10 now for the Wranglers. 2 men in motion for Walters. He's going to give it to Bryson Aline, and Aline is swallowed up in a hurry there by number 92, Nicholas Davanzo.
He just swallowed up Nick Davanzo, the pride of Baltimore, Maryland. 2019 first team all IFL honors. There's a reason why that guy plays football.
That's how you do edge contain right there to a T, Mr.
That's
Cole.
how you tackle.
Exactly right.
He was steamrolled. That's what happened.
Basically.
Aline was steamrolled.
Basically.
Hey, that name Hockley should ring a bell. Ed Hockley, former NFL official. And one great thing about the IFL with the NFL not playing and no other football except for the spring football league, you're getting some of the best officials here in the IFL.
Exactly right, KDB. Wranglers over the middle. It's complete at the 15-yard line. That is Kevon Rudd on the reception there, 6'3", 200 pounds out of Minnesota Mankato in his 3rd year here in the IFL.
Yeah, good pitch and catch from Walters to Rudd. Got good offensive line push. Caden Walters did. He stepped back there, saw Kevon Rudd run up in the middle, set in his position. Walters made that quick strike, quick completion to Rudd, moving the ball.
A pickup of 3 on the play. Make that a pickup of 5 on that last play. 3rd down and 7 upcoming here for the Wranglers. Walters in the shotgun. Aline flanked to his left. 2 men in motion. Pressure comes. He evades the pressure, and Walters is going to run it himself. He's going to get himself into the end zone for the Northern Arizona Wranglers touchdown. Flags on the play, but Walters is jacked up. How about that play right there from number 2, Caden Walters? The play broke down. The pressure came up, Ed. He stepped around the rush and took it on himself all the way to the end zone. We'll see if it stands.
Walters saw Trayvon Williams coming. Let's see what the referee says first.
Tyrell Pearson. Regardless, the touchdown stands, and Caden Walters with a full-grown man play right there for the Wranglers into the end zone for the touchdown.
Absolutely, that's exactly what they needed coming off that penalty that the Rattlers had, that personal foul call, gave them 15 extra yards, gave Caden Walters that less of a field to work with. Walters took it on himself, called his own number, ran that touchdown. As you mentioned, that's big boy football.
That's exactly right. Big boy in there for the hold now. Caden Walters holding there for Tim Parker. Parker with the kick up and through for the Wranglers. So now 44-14.
There you go.
As Caden Walters gets his team fired up. He's pumped up after that touchdown right there, Ed.
Tell me that if that was not a desperation score they needed to have.
Exactly right.
Down 37 points, you needed that score.
An impressive play right there for Caden Walters. You look at Walters, 6'2", 212 pounds. He's going to get some very big defenders for the Rattlers, even in the back end.
And he's not scared of that contact.
Not at all.
He took Walters really pumped up right there, guys. Walters was part of that football team from Sioux Falls that beat the Rattlers in 19 for the IFL title.
Exactly right. Sioux Falls with a very good pedigree up there in North Dakota here in the Arena Football League.
That's a team that's won 7 United Bowl championships.
Unbelievable. They won the last one, as a matter of fact, Ed.
Over Arizona.
These Arizona Rattlers here.
They beat them
back
2 years
in
ago.
2019. That was the last time the Rattlers played football. Prior to today.
James, you can see the mood of the football team has changed. You saw Tim Parker down there getting his guys fired up, getting his special teams guys fired up for this kickoff.
Yes, it's all about getting things to build on here. You want to get some good plays on tape. You want to get some of those bad plays on tape too as well, so you can get those things fixed. But as Kevin Derryberry, our sideline reporter, mentioned a little bit earlier in the game, you folks on the air right now might not have heard it, but this team is going to be just fine. These coaches are coaching these guys up.
Absolutely.
Down there on the field, the adjustments will be made. And a lot of first-time normalcies here, if you will, for an inaugural game.
Yes, head coach Dominic Bramante, offensive coordinator Landry Brody, chaplain/QB coach Matt Kayward, wide receiver coach Darren Hudak, defensive line coach Marcus Adams, defensive backs coach Jason Pena, and equipment manager Charles Fernandez. This is a fantastic group of men that are getting this football team primed and ready for some great football to come ahead.
Exactly right. We've had the pleasure of getting to know some of these coaches over the last couple weeks in a Wranglers Roundup series we've been doing leading up to the kickoff here today. And just what can we say? Just all class throughout this organization, Ed, from the coaches, from the ownership, from the arena facility people. It's just been nothing but a pleasure.
Just a phenomenal organization for us three to be involved with. It's a blessing and an honor for me to be next to you and to have our brother Kevin Derryberry down there on the sidelines doing his thing. It's a great thing. It's just going to take time. It's a process.
That's right.
When you're coming together with an inaugural first game and you're an expansion football team.
After the scrimmage last week on Mother's Day, we talked with Coach Dominic Bramante, and that's exactly what he said, Ed. It's a process, and we're ready to go through that process. They kick it off now. It bounces into the end zone. Gerard Harrington's going to bring it out. Going towards the 5, and he has wrestled to the turf right there by number 9, Taj Jenkins of the Wranglers.
Taj Jenkins, Marquand Johnson, and Micah Eugene Jr., they all triple teamed up on Jared Harrington because we saw how dangerous he was in that first half with his special teams play.
Guys, one adjustment you could see there on special teams is the Wranglers were swarming to the football. No return that time for Harrington. That's a nice little adjustment by the special teams coach and the staff by Coach Dominic Bramante.
Special teams unit flying around right now for the Wranglers. 1st and 10 Rattlers now from their own 3. And at quarterback now for the Rattlers, it's number 10, Ben Holmes. And Holmes swings it out to the near side here. To number 5, it's complete to Nicholas Sane, but he is shut down right away by that Wranglers defense.
Ben Holmes, a 6', 210-pound quarterback, his rookie season here with the Arizona Rattlers in the Indoor Football League.
So he's getting a little bit of experience here.
Yep.
With his ball club bleeding up by 30 right now.
Guys, it looks like Drew Powell is beat up. He's holding his right arm. He took that shot early in the ball game, and you wonder if they were just
taking precautions, right?
Yeah, they could be just taking precautions right there.
And again, would you want your star quarterback out there when you're up 30 points? Not really.
Not really. Probably a good coaching decision here on the part of Kevin Guy. 2nd and 8 now for the Rattlers. 2 men go in motion. They're going to run it off the left guard. This is number 5 once again for the Rattlers, Nick Lassane, and that was a pretty nice gain there along the left wall.
That was a very nice piece of running by Lassane. Kids, again, he's getting indoctrinated too. This is his rookie season as well. So Kevin Guy is finding these young men, these rookies they're becoming impact players, and that's what Lassane is doing. And now that number 10 Ben Holmes is in at quarterback for Drew Powell, they're all getting some feel for the Indoor Football League game.
Let's be honest, if everybody's considered healthy, you know these starting quarterbacks, they want to be in this football game regardless of the score.
Sure.
Yes, indeed. 3rd down now for the Rattlers. Holmes with the shotgun snap. He swings it out to the right side, complete to Gerard Harrington, and Harrington is decked right there by the Wranglers defense. A host of defenders over there for the Wranglers, including number 44, Russell Williams Jr., and 51, Roosevelt Falls.
Yes, good pursuit to the ball. They're not over-pursuing. JP, Russell Williams Jr. and Roosevelt Falls, they're getting in there. They see where the runner is, they see where the football is, and they make those stops. As we see the sideline for the Wranglers, they're fired up now.
4th down now for the Wranglers. 4th down for the Rattlers, excuse me. Wranglers defense loving to make a stand right here. 2 men go in motion, movement at the snap. Pressure comes up the middle, ball downfield, it's incomplete. But penalty flags on the play of the intended target, number 16, Gerard Harrington. And in there on defense for the Wranglers, among others, was Tynell Cooper.
Great job by Cooper to stay in there. Roosevelt Falls did that a lot in the first half.
So an offside of sorts right there for the Wranglers.
He's not in that three-point stance, which is what you have to be here in the Indoor Football League. He's had an illegal stance. He did that quite a few times in the first half, much to the detriment of the Wranglers.
Yes, indeed. So now, 1st down and 10 for the Rattlers from their own 17. An inside handoff now. They give it to Lassane. He picks up positive yardage out near the 1st down marker. Ball's going to be spotted right at midfield at the 25-yard line. A nice pickup right there by Lassane.
It's a strong running back right there, right? He spent some time in the Central European Football League over in Serbia and Montana State University. That was his alma mater. He's from your hometown of Dallas, Texas.
That's exactly right, fellow D-Town boy. 2nd and short now for the Rattlers. Holmes will go under center. Lassane, the lone setback. They're going to give it to Lassane. He's going to go off the right side into the wall, short of the 20-yard line. We'll see where they spot this football. It's going to be spotted at the 21-yard line. That's good for a Rattlers 1st down.
JP, you're waiting for me to announce the pronunciation of this team he played in Serbia, right?
Yes.
So I got it. It's the Kragujevac Wild Boars of the CEFL.
You nailed it. Kragujevac.
Yes, over in Serbia.
How about that? Nick Lassane all the way from Dallas, Texas, over to Serbia. Sane now, he is flanked to the right of quarterback Ben Holmes. The shotgun snap, Holmes goes down the middle. He had a receiver. He turned a little bit late, it appeared. And that was Jamal Miles, the intended target down there, former Peoria Panther. Former
Arizona ASU Sun Devil. I think that Holmes is trying to lead him a little bit more, even further to the left, and Jamal Miles wasn't in that position. That's why he forced that incompletion. He was trying to guide him even more to the left, and Jamal Miles wasn't even close to that ball.
Guys.
Ball spotted at the 21-yard line now for the Rattlers. They're going to give it with a head of steam right there was number 2, Jamal Miles. He got the call, but stepping up on the stop for the Wranglers was number 26, Micah Eugene Jr.
Great job by Micah Eugene Jr., the defensive back, to step up there and right up there in the hole and knock down Jamal Miles Jr. Micah Eugene Jr. spent some time at LSU, Louisiana State University, and in the National Football League. So he made plays in the National Football League and here for the Wranglers as well.
And we got our pal, the Wranglers mascot, Whiskey, right over here. He's got his own suite now.
Whiskey goes wherever he wants.
That's exactly right. He runs the show here at the Findlay Toyota Center. Holmes in the shotgun, fires over the middle. It's nearly intercepted. Number 10, ball honking out there was Emmanuel Lacey.
Yes, Emmanuel Lacey just lurking out there, watching Ben Holmes just to see where he's trying to get the ball, but Emmanuel Lacey played that ball almost perfectly where he got that interception. Great one-on-one individual play out there in the flat for Emmanuel Lacey to break up that would-be completion.
Fantastic job there on the back end for the Wranglers. 3:42 remaining here in the third quarter, 44-14. The Rattlers on top of the Wranglers.
Gentlemen, good news for the Wranglers front. Zay Coven Henderson, number 74, defensive lineman, 6'2", 300, a former Texas A&M Aggie, back on the field.
That is great
That's
news
awesome.
from our sideline reporter, Mr. Kevin Derryberry, checking in down there with all the latest happenings and the behind-the-scenes nuggets for the Wranglers and the Rattlers. So an offensive penalty assessed to the Rattlers there. Penalty declined by the Wranglers. Fourth down here for the Rattlers. Lassane in the backfield alongside Ben Holmes. Holmes retreats. He's going to look downfield, throw. It's complete at the 6-yard line. On the reception, that's number 16, Gerard Harrington. And Harrington been very active here today for the Rattlers.
Yes, he has. If you give Ben Holmes that kind of time, that offensive line completely keeping him clean, there's no pressure on Ben Holmes. That gives him time to find, survey the field, survey, look. Oh, I've got number 16, Gerard Harrington. Bam, let me fire it in there. Made that completion. That's a strong offensive line the Rattlers have, JP.
They do indeed. So now Rattlers first down and 10 from the 6. Holmes is going to give it to Lassane. He's coming near side and into the wall hard, courtesy of number 44, Russell Williams Jr. How about that stick?
That was you could hear that up here, folks. Russell Williams Jr. smacking the running back into those pads, but Roosevelt Falls got some great pursuit. Unfortunately, he couldn't bring him down, but I like the pursuit. I like the aggressiveness that Roosevelt Falls did on that play. Couldn't bring him down, but I still like the way he went after the ball, how aggressive he was to go after the runner.
Second and goal now here for the Rattlers. Once again, Lassane the lone setback. Holmes under center. They're going to give it off the left guard to Lassane. He's wrapped up and, he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 44 had him wrapped up, Russell Williams, but not before he crossed the goal line for the score.
Boy, Nick Lassane's having a heck of a game for his first game in the Indoor Football League.
Nick Lassane is absolute beast mode out here this afternoon.
Kevin Guy is
for the Arizona Rattlers.
What a debut for Nick Lassane today, right?
Unbelievable. 6'1", 225. You got to get him low, Ed, because you try to get that guy up high, you're not going to have a chance.
Yes, and this is a team, the Arizona Rattlers, 2 years ago led the entire IFL in rushing, 118.4 yards rushing per game. Again, 2 years ago, they only gave up 4 sacks. This offensive line is where their bread and butter is laid out at.
Once again, Ernesto Lacayo now on for the PAT. Up and through the middle for Lacayo, and he extends the Rattlers' lead now 51-14 over the Wranglers. 1:27 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll step aside, take a short timeout, and come right back here to the Finley Toyota Center in Prescott Valley. You're watching Arena Football here on the Wranglers Broadcast Network on the IFL YouTube channel. Stay with us. We'll come right back in just a moment.
Of the game over here in section 216. I'd like to introduce you to Randy Carpenter. He was a member of the United States Navy.
The score's 51-14.
Wings, better with Pepsi. It's no time to be standing still.
In all seriousness,
Make your for someone else will. You got 2 feet to walk in shoes, wild world staring back at you. Go on, get in there. Go on, get in there.
Hun, those ribs ready?
No. Ribs, better with Pepsi.
Friendly Toyota
I would
Center.
say so, yes. Lacayo has had quite a career, hasn't he? His 10th year in pro football, 5th in the IFL, his first time with the Rattlers. Do you know he's played the Rattlers more times than any other? He's played the Rattlers more times than any other team in his career, and he's 0-17 against them.
No
So that's
kidding.
why he decided to join the Rattlers, because he couldn't beat them. So now he comes over here to the Arizona Rattlers, and that's all he does is put up points.
Well, he's getting quite the workout here this afternoon, that's for sure. His ball club on top right now, 51-14. We resume play here in the third quarter. 1 minute left to play. Bryson Aline gets the call on a sweep. Picks up, actually no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10 now upcoming here for the Wranglers. Number 2, Caden Walters getting the signals from offensive coordinator Landrick Brody.
I like the speed of Bryson Aline. Just got to get him some holes. Trevin Wallace, Emerald Falatui Papai. We've got to get him some holes.
Aline, 5'6", 165 pounds, but it's all about the quickness for Bryson Aline. 2nd and 10 now for the Wranglers. 2 men in motion. Walters retreats. He looks to throw. Fires. He's got a man. He was open. Number 12, Marquise Hoodie Rogers simply couldn't haul it in.
That's a catch Hoodie Rogers has to make. And he was on the run too, JP. If he made that catch, he was in stride. He was running. He could have gotten a lot more yards if he would have just brought that ball in. Maybe he was looking upfield too quickly.
Possibly so. That
Guys,
is the end of our third quarter.
Gentlemen, I'll tell you what, Caden Walters showing you a ton of athletic ability, getting out of the pocket right there, then crossed his body, got himself set up, threw an absolute dart. Clearly that ball should have been caught, but you got a pretty solid good quarterback in the system right now.
I would say so, Kev. Caden Walters coming in here being very impressive so far here in limited action this afternoon for the Wranglers. Very impressive toughness, Ed, and the accuracy. You mentioned the athleticism as well, Kevin. He's been very impressive here so far.
Yeah, Kevin, it's tough for Caden Walters to come in such a tough situation. You were down 44-7 at the time. You're down.
Fans are having a good time.
They'll be back.
You know the players were going to respond.
That is exactly
No question.
right. Everyone having a great time dancing around. A lot of Rattlers fans in attendance. They traveled up here from the Valley to support their squad. And now I think we're going to have Deron Speedy Clark. He's going to dive through a tire here or something here in a moment.
I was going to say, guys, we can't play football with that set of 4 tires out there in the middle of the field.
No.
Little accuracy contest. Let's give it.
Let's sell some tires, guys.
Oh!
That was a good try.
Just a bit outside.
It's harder than it looks.
Lisa Live, our in-arena host here for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, doing a great job getting the crowd involved in the festivities. One more quarter to go here inside the Findlay Toyota Center. Rattlers 51, Wranglers 14.
And you know what?
If you're Coach Dominic Bramante, you got 15 more minutes to play. What are you looking at getting out of this here, Ed?
Just more reps. That's all you need to do. You need to get more reps with every one of your brothers so you can learn them and they continue to learn you. It's been thrown together ever since September. So we've had pretty much 8 months to get this football team together. It's going to take time for these guys to know each other.
Yes.
It's not going to happen overnight. So just go out there. Hopefully there's no injuries and they can just continue to grow as brothers.
And get out of here healthy.
Yes.
Exactly right. Walters over the middle, complete to Bryson Aline. He is stopped right there immediately by number 27, Devin Cockrell, native of Port Arthur, Texas, former player at the University of Texas El Paso for the Miners. We got an instant replay right here for you, Ed. A great throwing ball right there by Walters, and you mentioned the athletic ability, very accurate as well so far here this afternoon from Walters.
Oh, yeah, Walters steps back. He, again, surveys the field, finds his open guys. He found his guy right there, made that completion. Devin Cockrell was right there to make that stop right there, but still a great completion from Walters.
2nd down and 5 now after a 5-yard gain on the play from Walters to Bryson Aline. Walters once again throwing down the field. He nearly had it. They say it bounced off the turf, incomplete. The intended target right there for the Wranglers was Marquand Johnson, 6'3", 210 pounds, a big target down there for Caden Walters.
Yeah, it's hard for us to see from our vantage point that was an incompletion from Caden Walters to Johnson, but it was still a great throw, even though it was short and it was a little bit low for Marquand Johnson to make that catch.
Cut your mic, Kev. 13:33 and counting here in the 4th. Now the Arizona Rattlers begin another offensive possession. Quarterback Ben Holmes, he's flanked there by number 5, Nick Lassane. They go down the field in a hurry. It's intercepted. Number 10 with the interception, Emmanuel Lacey right there for the Wranglers. And a great job in the secondary. What a play there for Lacey.
Ben Holmes stepped back there, tried to make a long completion to one of his wide receivers, but Emmanuel Lacey read that. He knew exactly where Walters was going with the ball, and he was Johnny on the spot, stayed right where he was supposed to do, made the jump, made the proper adjustments, made that interception. Now the Wranglers have more life.
What a play right there on the back end of the defense for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Emmanuel Lacey really been the defensive MVP, in my opinion, so far here this afternoon for the Wranglers.
Absolutely,
He makes a big play at a big time right there, and now the Wranglers are going to go the other way with it now. Caden Walters has the ball at their own 6. Fake the handoff to Aline. Walters is going to run it himself. He's got green grass, and he is drilled right there by number 27 for the Rattlers. That was Devin Cockrell, but once again, Walters stands in strong and takes the lick.
Cockrell thought he was going to put a real strong lick on Walters, but now Cockrell's going out. It's like he's got something going on with his forearm based off that shot to Walters.
Yeah, Cockrell might have taken the brunt of that blow right there. He tried to deliver to number 2, Caden Walters.
Don't you love the strength of Walters? He took that shot, got right back up, and the crowd just loved it. Just shows their appreciation for him.
Unbelievable. Number 12 gets the ball all the way up the sideline. That's complete to number 12, Marquise Rogers. And that is a very nice gain right there for the Wranglers. Walters coming in here and lighting a fire underneath this football team.
Yes, sir. Walters back there showing his strength, and what that does is that galvanizes his football team because they see Walters, they go by his lead. The football team goes by the lead of their quarterback. If Caden Walters is strong back there, the entire football team is going to be strong, and that's what happens between that connection with him and Hoodie Rogers.
That's exactly right.
Offensive coordinator Landrick Brody talking to Walters. Got to make sure these plays are correct, JP.
And Brody is a proponent of a 50-50 style of offense. We talked with Coach Bramante earlier in the preseason, I guess you could say, and he said that Landrick Brody was basically a 50-50 guy. You can almost split him right down the middle, half run, half pass.
But he's saying what Caden Walters can do, so maybe he's kind of leading more toward the passing side. it's kind of a dress rehearsal, kind of a good show for him.
That's it. 2nd and 6 now. Walters surveys the field. Pressure comes. He takes a shot. He tries to find number 12 down there, Marquise Rogers. It falls incomplete. And Walters lives to play another down.
JP is Chris McAllister and number 23, Trayvon Williams, both converged on Caden Walters right there, and he took a shot from both of them.
Walters, the toughness on display right here, a la Jim Harbaugh. 51-14, Rattlers over the Wranglers. 10.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Coming to you live here from Prescott Valley on the IFL YouTube channel. Wranglers football on the air. Caden Walters now, he's flanked by Bryson Aline. He looks to throw, steps up in the pocket, pressure comes, and he goes down. Big number 99 right there, Dylan Famatu for the Rattlers.
We got a flag right here. We'll see that what that is, KD, JP. Maybe a little extracurriculars.
Gentlemen, you asked about the mindset on the sideline here for the Rattlers, and I'll tell you, defensive back coach Jason Pena, he continues to coach his guys up, saying, hey, hang in there. Anything can happen. Granted, there's 10-12 left to go, and it's 51-14, but you got to like the attitude. Just continue to keep on keeping on, do your thing.
That's exactly right, KD.
Yeah.
That's the attitude. That's the way it's got to be, right,
yes.
Ed?
JP, KD, never get down on yourself, because you know the Arizona Rattlers don't give a doggone about you. They don't care about your feelings. So all you as men, you stay together and fight until the very end, no matter what the score is.
That's exactly right. Caden Walters now of the same mindset. Here we go. He drops back to pass, fires over the middle. The referee nearly in the way. His intended target, once again, one of his favorites, Marquand Johnson.
It's good coverage on the side of defensive back Tyrell Pearson. I thought this pass may have been a little bit too low for Marquand Johnson to pull in. A little bit more accuracy, a little bit. If the ball was up a little bit higher, maybe Marquand could have caught that ball. It's a little bit tougher when you're sliding and you're trying to catch a ball that's a little bit lower than where you would really like to have it.
Yeah, he had to come back a little bit for that one as well, Ed. So a tough play there for the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Walters now in the shotgun. An empty set here for Caden Walters. 2 men in motion. He looks to throw, fires to the end zone. It's intercepted. Number 15, Dylan Winfrey with the pick right there, native of Little Rock, Arkansas. Former Oakland Raider. He had a brief stint there with the Raiders in 2021.
Walters was going for Kevon Rudd on that one, but he laid it up there too far.
Now the defense is going to pose for the
cameras.
The picture down there in the end zone. A pick for a pick, as they say.
That was a bad pass from Walters trying to compete with Kevon Rudd. He just laid it up too high. Too much, just laid it up there, too much air on there, allowing Dylan Winfrey to just come on in there. He telegraphed it too much, JP.
9:01 remaining here in the fourth. Target right there, 21, Timmy Hernandez, former Oregon State Beaver. That one falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 now for the Rattlers.
Tried to make that completion, but Tynell Cooper was not having that. As you saw, he gave that Nope. That no signal.
Well, no-fly zone right there,
no-fly
huh?
zone. Nope. That's where number 24 is. He's not having any part of that. JP, what do you want to?
Illegal blitz is the call. So they are taking a look at that one up in the booth.
That's great.
That's great stuff right there, KDB. And that's the culture that the Wranglers and Coach Bramante and his staff have tried to instill here, that it's never over till it's over. We're all in this together, band of brothers. I could go on with the phrases and the cliches,
yes,
but that's what it's all about here, is the family unit of this ball club.
Yes.
Yep. Hashtag family.
Yep. Don't get too far down on yourself. This is the time when even weaker football teams would crack and fracture with an opening day loss like this, but this is not that team. They will not crack and fracture.
And hey, listen, they put 2 scores on the board here against the 6-time world champions in their first ever game. So all is not for naught here. So number 23.
There's no number 23 for the Wranglers.
We don't have a 23 on the roster here for the Wranglers.
24? Cooper?
Could have been number 24, Tynell Cooper, the defensive back, 5'9", 180 pounds, out of Dixie State University. Former player in the CFL as well. So now we got it all straightened out, at least it appears. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. First down and 10 now for the Rattlers. Ben Holmes remains the quarterback. He'll be under center. 2 men go in motion. They give it to number 5, Nick Lassane, and Lassane with the acceleration all the way out to midfield. That one's going to be spotted right at midfield at the 25-yard line.
Nick Lassane got that big run because number 74, Zaycoven Henderson, couldn't get him in the backfield. He had him dead to rights in the backfield, couldn't wrap him up, and that's what allowed Lassane to get that. As we look at the Finley Prescott GMC instant replay of that play, as Lassane busts off a big run, huge run for the Rattlers.
Here it is, Lassane coming downhill right there. Ed, big head of steam there for Nick Lassane. Ball on the carpet, and the Wranglers have the football. That's big number 94 coming up with it right there. Tyron Roberts, 6'3", 290 out of Winston-Salem State University. And we've got an injury timeout on the field. That's big 78 over there for the Rattlers, Jahir Jones.
So Jones is walking off in his own power. He's a little bit upset.
So just like that, the Wranglers turn the tide a bit here, Ed. 7:53 remaining in the fourth. They're still making plays. This game's not over yet.
Sure.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m., and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees, with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive.
Babe, it's 8 a.m.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Hi, I'm Dr. Simon, and I'm here to help you understand how to save on your out-of-pocket medical costs. You have the option to visit a hospital-owned radiology group or an independent outpatient imaging center. Both provide an accurate diagnosis, but one could save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. So choose smarter by choosing SimonMed. Call or visit us online at simonmed.com to book your appointment today.
Foxworth Galbraith is Prescott's trusted source for home improvement. We provide building materials, decking, tools, paint, lawn and garden supplies, and more. Foxworth Galbraith is one of the largest truss suppliers in the Southwest. You can depend on us for the expert-friendly service you deserve and the quality products you expect. Ask about Foxworth Galbraith's 12-month financing on your next home improvement project. Go where the pros go. Foxworth Galbraith Home Improvement Center.
Exactly, yeah. Very heady play right there.
Very smart.
For the Wranglers quarterback. 3rd down, and we'll call it 7. 2 men in motion now for Walters. The shotgun snap. He hits one of them in a hurry at the 15. Bending around and coming back upfield is number 12, Marquise Rogers. Rogers took a pretty big shot right in there from the Rattlers as well, and I think it's a confidence thing for a lot of these Wranglers too, going up against a behemoth like the Arizona Rattlers, taking your licks and saying, hey, I can take this, I can do this, let's play some football.
Yes. Marquise Rogers is 5'10", 180. Of course, he's going to take shot after shot after shot, but again, it's the heart. It's what's inside of Marquise Rogers that makes him want to continue to play this game, even though he knows he's a lot smaller. He's smaller. He's the smallest guy out there on the football field, but that won't stop him from making plays.
Exactly right. Caden Walters sends them all in motion, empties out the backfield for the Wranglers. He throws downfield. It's complete. What a catch over on the near side from number 12. We talked about him a moment ago, Marquise Hoodie Rogers. He's going to move the chains right now for the Wranglers. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona going in.
Yes. Hoodie Rogers, he keeps on this pace, JP. He's going to have a great season as we look at the Finley Prescott GMC instant replay of that completion from Caden Walters to Marquise Rogers.
Wait for it. It's coming. No, okay. That's okay. That's all right. Here we go.
You got to play.
Caden Walters now, 1st and 10 Wranglers. They're driving the football here. They swing it out. It's complete through the defense down near the 6-yard line. That's number 12. Once again, Marquise Rogers. He's putting on a show here in the 4th quarter.
Yes, he is. Hoodie Rogers is getting some work today, but I like that Walters and Rogers are getting that relationship. They're building that bond.
Yes.
Play after play. That way
it's all about syncing up and getting that rhythm,
yes,
right, Ed?
You got to sync up. You got to think. You got that same mindset that your brother has, and they're building that.
Offensive coordinator Landrick Brody getting everything set up now. Walters is ready. And here we go with 4:15 remaining here in the 4th. 2 men go in motion, empty set. They fake the handoff. Walters is going to keep it, work off of a block from Hoodie Rogers and take the ball down to the 2-yard line, Ed. Another tough play right there for Walters.
More strength from Caden Walters of avoiding Nick Diavanzo.
Big key right there.
Big key right there.
Avoiding Big Dick Diavanzo.
Because Diavanzo had him dead to rights in that backfield, but Caden Walters shook that off right there. He shook off that tackle, shows his strength, and gets those extra yards.
He even picked up another yard or so after contact right there, did Walters.
Yes. Just love the heart of this young man. He just plays and plays and plays.
So it looks like the Wranglers can pick up a 1st down without a touchdown here, Ed, by gaining about a half a yard.
They've got options. Let's see if they want to run a lean.
3:24 and counting.
What do? Do they do a little swing pass to a lean, run the ball with a lean, look for Hoodie Rogers again?
A lean is flanked to the right of Caden Walters. Aline is going to, it's going to be Walters. He's going to keep it. I thought they gave it to Aline for a moment, and knifing through right there was number 4, DJ Williams. He's made a couple plays here for this Rattlers defense today.
Yes, he has. 5'10", 185-pounder from Smyrna, Tennessee. Yeah, he read that out. He read that and snuffed that out perfectly.
As you see, Marquand Johnson return to the lineup now for the Wranglers, as number 12, Hoodie Rogers, will trot off to the sideline.
He needs a break. Hoodie has played his tail off today.
Walters sends him in motion. From the shotgun, nowhere to throw, and we have a whistle. So that will be assessed to number 4, Kevon Rudd, the 6'3", 200-pound wide receiver for the Wranglers. So that'll back him up a couple yards. It remains 4th down here, Ed. What are you doing if you're Coach Landrick Brody and the Wranglers?
Oh, my goodness. With no Hoodie Rogers out there, you've got to find Bryson Aline is there. He's got talent that he can throw to or use. Marquand Johnson is still out there. It's all what Caden Walters wants to do, what he sees from the defense and what the defense gives him, or what he can create on his own. Let's see what Caden Walters does.
We'll see if they can seal off Chris McAllister there. That's been a problem all day. Plenty of time to throw into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 5, Terrence Bynum with a Wranglers touchdown. A beautifully thrown ball right there from Caden Walters. He was wide open in the end zone, Ed.
Yes, he was. Give credit to that offensive line. Number 7, Trevin Wallace. Number 91, Zen Jones. Number 66, Emerald Falatui Papai, giving Caden Walters all that time to sit back there. And again, look at the field as we look at the Finley Prescott GMC instant replay. Walters sits back there, reads the defense, sees Terrence Bynum wide open, finds him right open in the end zone for that touchdown.
A beautiful, clean pocket right there for the Wranglers. Plenty of time for Walters to find the open man. And that open man right there in the back of the end zone was number 5, Terrence Bynum, for the score. So the PAT no good there for number 13, Tim Parker. And Tim Parker, the former Arizona State University kicker, he's 40 years old, Ed. So any of you guys out there think it's past my chance, I don't have a chance to play football. If that fire still burns inside you, rest assured there's a spot for you to play football somewhere.
Absolutely. Your dreams can come true if Tim Parker can be 40 years old and he's a kicker for this football team. If Ernesto Lacayo can be 32 years old and he's kicking for the Arizona Rattlers, you too can accomplish your dreams no matter what it is. Don't ever give up on your dreams.
Exactly right.
It can come true and it will come true for you.
51-20 now our score. And let's face it, Ed, 20 points put up here by the Wranglers in their inaugural game against a very stout Rattlers team who, let's face it, they like bone-crunching hits.
Yes, they do. But for every bone-crunching hit the Rattlers did, the Wranglers responded with one. They may be down 31 points, and it is what it is. This is the situation that we were put in, but still, they are not giving up. Any other team would have cowered in the locker room during adjustments at halftime and said, no, we're done. This is up. Let's throw up the white flag. But this team didn't.
Yes.
You knew Dominic Bramante's football team wouldn't do that.
You're exactly right. And you got to give credit to Coach Bramante and this staff for taking on the challenge and say, hey, you know what? Game 1, bring the Rattlers up here. Let's go and let's see what we got in the tool bag.
Absolutely. Yes. Because we've got Coach Kayward up here and Coach Hudak up here with us, calling plays all the way down there. It's all about building. JP, it's just going to take time.
That's exactly right. Look at Whiskey down there with our in-arena host, Miss Lisa Live.
Taking selfies.
Doing a great job. You got a great selfie with Whiskey a little bit earlier. I got to get one of those before we take off here tonight. Selfie. Yeah, I got to get me one. I got to charge my phone up first, though. You know how that goes. Tim Parker kicks it off now. It bounces into the end zone and into the tunnel there for a souvenir. A Rattlers fan chasing that one down in a hurry. So 1 minute and 24 seconds remaining here in this one. Don't forget the next home game coming up here inside the Finley Toyota Center for the Wranglers will be on Saturday night, June the 5th against the Spokane Shock. That one's going to kick off at 6:05 local time. That'll be 9:05 Eastern time.
Yes.
And we'll be on the broadcast here on the Wranglers Broadcast Network here right on the IFL YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified anytime there's live football on the air. Minute 24 remaining here in this one. As we see Coach Hudak and Coach Kayward make their way down to the locker room. Ed, it's been a privilege here today to be with you, my friend. Obviously, a lot of challenges here in the first game, but that was to be expected. But all in all, it's been a fantastic Saturday afternoon here in Prescott Valley.
Yes, Sunday afternoon.
Sunday afternoon, you're right. Excuse me. Got my days twisted
up. It's been great being with you and Katie and just doing this inaugural broadcast for us making history, for this team making history, for Prescott Valley to have a football team, a professional football team. This is great.
And how lucky were we, Ed, to have fans in the stands here today. Unfortunately, watching the broadcast last night with the Spokane Shock, they're not able to have fans in attendance there today. But today here in Prescott Valley, Arizona, we've almost got a full house, and we're just extremely blessed.
Absolutely. You know, the Rattlers fans came up as they continue to celebrate. They came up the hill, had made a nice little day trip up here to Prescott Valley.
And they'll be back. Don't worry.
Yes. Yes.
And we will go down to Phoenix to visit them as well. So.
Yes. There's a lot of positive things to take from this game. Even though the score is what it is, there's a lot of positives that you can take away from the Wranglers.
Indeed. So now the Rattlers will down the football. Quarterback number 10, Ben Holmes. And how about the performance for Ben Holmes here, coming in relief of starting quarterback Drew Powell. Ben Holmes, a former Tarleton State University Texan there in Stephenville. And he's been pretty efficient here today for the Rattlers in relief of Drew Powell.
Yes, he has. I don't know if Ben Holmes or Caden Walters thought they were going to get some playing time today, but they were thrust into the situations that they were thrust into, and those two young men played absolutely excellent football.
Well, you know the term, Ed. You always got to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And that's what these guys got to get ready for here today.
Got to stay ready.
In the Indoor Football League. Once again, the Rattlers down the football, and that will be the end of our ball game. Our final score here this afternoon in the inaugural game for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, a hard-hitting football game, Ed. The Rattlers are going to come out on top, 51-20. But as we mentioned, a lot of things to build on here today for the Wranglers. You see Coach Kevin Guy and Coach Dominic Bramante hand in hand right down to discussing what just took place here this afternoon inside the Finley Toyota
That's
Center.
awesome. And Kevin Derryberry is going to get a shot to get Kevin Guy after the game and get his thoughts on the victory by the Arizona Rattlers. You know, you never want to lose by 31 in your inaugural game at home, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
This is what the situation dictated itself, and it played out the way it did. But the Arizona Rattlers, they're a 6-time champion for a reason.
Yes, indeed. And it's great to see the guys down there having some fun, realizing that it's all in fun. It's a game of football. We're all family when it comes down, especially after the final whistle. And it's all good stuff here inside the Finley Toyota Center. It's been our pleasure to bring you the broadcast this afternoon. And we thank you for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget the next home game here for the Northern Arizona Rattlers will be 2 weeks from yesterday on Saturday, June the 5th, 6:05 p.m. kickoff here. It'll be 9:05 Eastern time that night against the Spokane Shock, and that'll be a good one as well, Ed.
Oh, it sure should be. Absolutely. Spokane was upset last night by Frisco at home.
3-point ball game, I believe that was last night.
36-33, I believe.
36-33, that's right. Frisco getting the upset there.
Yes. Frisco
Fighters.
The Frisco Fighters.
Have an appreciation for one another. They just went and took each other's heads off for the last 60 minutes, but they have the wherewithal and the sportsmanship to come down here and shake hands. And a lot of these guys have played with each other before. It's a small fraternity here in the Indoor Football League, so you really see the brethren coming together, and it's pretty cool. And one thing that I didn't hear you guys talk about, but maybe you did, but the Rattlers running back, this guy is a dude. He had a game. And you talked about the Serbia visit, but the young man from Dallas, Texas, Nick Insane Lassane. That's his nickname. I asked him about it. I go, you got to be nicknamed Insane. He said, yeah, I'm insane. And it's Insane Lassane. I mean, that's good.
And he was insane today.
Foxworth-Galbraith is Prescott's trusted source for home improvement. We provide building materials, decking, tools, paint, lawn and garden supplies, and more. Foxworth-Galbraith is one of the largest truss suppliers in the Southwest. You can depend on us for the expert-friendly service you deserve and the quality products you expect. Ask about Foxworth-Galbraith's 12-month financing on your next home improvement project. Go where the pros go. Foxworth-Galbraith Home Improvement Center.
Turnout, this team is just, they're an expansion team and make some mistakes. Fast. We got great partners at the ownership level, making a lot of good decisions, headed in the right direction. This is a great atmosphere here tonight. Felt Trey did a great job opening night, and the fans need to stick with this team. And
Rattlers are in good shape, and we know that the Sugar Skulls are in good shape as well. Thanks, Coach.
owner of the Sugar Skulls right over here.
Your wife, Kevin. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you. Thanks so much from down here on the field, guys.
Kevin Guy of the 6-time world champion Arizona Rattlers. Thanks to our sideline reporter today, Mr. Kevin Derryberry. Ed, it's been quite an afternoon up here in Prescott Valley this afternoon. Inside the Finley Toyota Center, the inaugural game, there were some challenges, there were some wrinkles, but we got through it. And this team is going to do nothing but get better, go back, look at the film. They'll be coached up on film. They'll hit the practice field hard, and they'll see what they can do with things next.
Sure. You've got film now. You haven't had film before this game, but now you do. You know exactly what your football team has. You know that Caden Walters is a viable option at the quarterback position. You've got a player like Hoodie Rogers. You've got players on defense that can actually go out there and make plays. You've got a guy like Emmanuel Lacey who's all over the football field who makes plays. This is a team that has football players. They have stars on this team, and they're going to get it together. It just takes time for them to come all together.
A lot of guys.
Rome was not built in a day, was it?
No, exactly right. And the game of football is built a lot off of timing and being able to gel together, not only on the offensive line, but as quarterback receivers, getting that timing down. A lot of great players out here today. Marquand Johnson, a big target for quarterback. Caden Walters all day long. Obviously, Bryson Aline shows flashes of brilliance there from the running back position. Just a lot of bright spots here on this roster for the Wranglers.
Yes, it's just going to take time. We always use this adage, it takes time, it's a part of a process, but it actually is going to take time, and it is actually a part of a process when you're an expansion team and you've only played one game in your existence of your organization. As Coach Guy says, championships were not won on the first game. It was not won in the first 60 minutes of an existence of a football team. It's just going to take time, and this team is well built for the long haul.
Yes, exactly right. We talked all during the game. We were talking down there with our sideline reporter, Kevin Derryberry. He said the coaches were never letting up the entire time. I don't think they ever even looked at the scoreboard, Ed. They just kept coaching their guys hard like they know how to do, and that's exactly what we can expect from this staff going forward.
Yes, and we'll get more into it on Tuesday night and the coaches show.
Yes, we will definitely be doing things on Tuesday night. We're going to have a coaches show with the Northern Arizona Wranglers right over here at the Colt Grill on Tuesday night. We'll get a time on that for you as soon as we get that, but that's going to be a fun time. We're going to have some players out, obviously talk to Coach Primonte and some of the other guys, and we'll recap this one here as well, Ed.
Sure. Did you want to do some
let's take a look at some of the highlights. Let's go ahead and run some of those replays. So here's the first one right here. This is the touchdown for the Rattlers. You see Powell, this is when he was still in the ball game. He's going to keep it, call his own number there, do a great job of cutting it back inside.
Good play fake
on
right there
Micah
too.
Eugene Jr., and a great job getting that one into the end zone for the touchdown right there. That was 7-0 Rattlers.
Good play fake right there. Fake it to the running back, and he calls his own number, and he gets him right there. We'll see another play from Drew Powell.
Here's another touchdown there. They're going to hand that one off. We talked about him a minute ago.
That was Nick Insane.
Yes. And he was definitely insane all day long. Here's another touchdown now for the Rattlers. And that was a great move right there, spinning back inside by the wide receiver, Jamal Miles.
Yes.
A great play right there. And now here's a long pass for the Wranglers.
Nice pass.
All the way down the field. Verlon Reed Jr. hitting number 11, Marquand Johnson right there. And now this is a
nice throw from Reed Jr.
A great throw right there. And you see Drew Powell with the accuracy there. High pointing the football was the Rattlers receiver. And now this is Verlon Reed from the shotgun. He's going to evade the pressure there. But he does go down for the safety right there. And that was McAllister. How about that guy today?
Yes. What a play.
And you show the escapability right there from Drew Powell.
But great athleticism by Drew Powell to get out there and make things happen for him.
And he's a load to bring down as well in the open field. A great play inside right there by 74. That was Zakovian Henderson for the Wranglers. There's a nice little dump pass right there in the middle.
Boy, how physical are those Rattlers? They were so physical
today.
They're
coming. Let me tell you what. But how about Walters right there with the athletic ability? He took so many shots, but look at him get to the end zone right down here, Ed. What a play right there for Caden Walters. The toughness on display all day for the Wranglers quarterback.
He took a shot, but it did not shake him up.
It did not at all. And then you see the near interception right there by number 10, Ben Holmes, the quarterback for the Rattlers, who came in relief of Drew Powell.
Did Holmes hands off to Insane Lassane for the touchdown run right there?
Lassane was all over the place today for the Rattlers.
Ben Holmes gets
and how about that pick right there for number 10, Emmanuel Lacey? He's a definite bright spot here for the Wranglers.
Absolutely.
One more highlight right here. We get a great look at Walters. How about the time on that? We mentioned it during the broadcast, Ed. The protection, the clean pocket that he had right there. A lot of positive things to work on here for the Wranglers going forward.
Oh, yes. It got better as it went on, and it will continue to get better as they go back to practice. Again, watch film and just learn from all their mistakes they did today. They made a lot of mistakes today. That's why they give up 51 points. But still, there's a lot to be happy about. There's a lot of things to be encouraged about. They scored 20 points on a 6-time world championship organization led by Kevin Guy. That's something you can take to the bank.
That does not happen very often.
No.
Most teams in their inaugural game are lucky to score 1 point, much less 20, and especially against a formidable football team like the Arizona Rattlers.
Yes.
So,
this team is
again,
in good,
nothing for them to hang their head about here today.
This team is in good position, led by Dominic Bramante and his coaching staff, and all those men in that locker room. Every single one of those players that dons
the mighty men,
jersey, they're all the right
mighty men of the Northern Arizona Wranglers.
Yes. They're all leaders, and they're going to lead this team to greatness. It's just going to take some time.
I would think it was fair to say that Coach Bramante doesn't feel quite far above average at this very moment, as he likes to say, but positive things to build on here, and we're going to look forward to the next game on Sunday, June 5th, right back here at the Finley Toyota Center against the Spokane Shock.
Yes, we'll be back here on Saturday, June 5th for that game.
We will indeed. The Wranglers hit the road next week and play on May 22nd at Bismarck. So that's going to be an interesting one right there to go up against the Bucks. Bucks have had a little bit of experience playing already this season, Ed.
Yes, and they beat Green Bay last night, I believe.
Yes, they did.
They won that game last night, so they'll be looking for another victory at home. That'll be obviously the Wranglers' first road game, so we'll see what happens when they go outside of the Finley Toyota Center. Is this a different football team come next Sunday when they're in Bismarck, South Dakota?
Yes, we will find out for
South
sure.
Dakota,
that game,
North Dakota.
North Dakota. Oh, Bismarck, South Dakota. Excuse me.
It is South Dakota. Okay.
Now you got me confused. Either way, catch that game on the IFL YouTube channel, and then we'll be right back with you here on Saturday, June the 5th, 6:05 p.m. kickoff against the Spokane Shock. For my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole, our sideline reporter extraordinaire, Kevin Derryberry, our ownership group, Trey and Chris Medlock, head coach Dominic Bramante. Everyone have a great night. We're signing off here. Once again, the final score, Rattlers 51 and the Wranglers 20. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a great night, and we hope you enjoyed the debut of Northern Arizona Wranglers football here on the Wranglers